puede, boy. I've been hearing that and shouting that for a lot of years. Okay, so that's good. And here I'm still back in Pittsburgh. Listen, I'm a Pittsburgh guy. I was raised here. And in my life, I've moved over 22 times. And you know what it's like to move. It's not fun. Okay? But coming back to Pittsburgh and moving back to Pittsburgh has really been one of the highlights of my life.
When our president was elected, I feared for our country as a whole, for many reasons. But I feared for the millions of undocumented families in this country, because I knew they would be under attack. Initially, this fear was paralyzing. I didn't know what to do. And I knew that wasn't going to be acceptable. I needed to take action. I needed to take local action in my hometown and in Contra Costa County as a whole. Today I'm here as a representative of the Pittsburgh Sanctuary Organizing Committee. Some of you might have seen me collecting signatures, and thank you so much already for signing the petition. We still need more signatures. We need to continue sending our message. And what we're trying to do, and let me be really clear about what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is get the city of Pittsburgh to adopt a sanctuary city status so that local tax dollars, your tax dollars, will not be used for Donald Trump's deportation machine. In 2 days, on Monday at 6 p.m., the City Council will hold a special workshop. So this Monday at 6 p.m., try to arrive at 5:45. I know sometimes we can take our time, but if you can, please arrive by 6 p.m. For this meeting. And we need you especially because there have been some really nasty emails that have been sent to the City Council from some Donald Trump supporters. And I mean, they're just mean-spirited and just awful. So we need you to show up and say some kind things about the community members that you know, that you love, your family, your loved ones, your friends. Last thing I'll say, 500 jurisdictions are now sanctuary cities in the United States. We know Pittsburgh, and we know that this aligns with Pittsburgh values. As Cesar Chavez, Dolores Huerta, and the United Farm Workers said, "Sí se puede! Sí se puede! Sí se puede!" Thank you.
No to Trump! No to the wall! 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 No to Trump! No to the wall!
Sí se puede! 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 United! We sanctuary! Sanctuary for all! United! We stand! Divided, we fall. Sanctuary.
Now, with that being said, comes to conclude that there is hope for the undocumented, and there is hope, although in the personal life of the victims, there seems to be less support due to their parents not knowing the importance of college and school itself. They are in the shadows, they are afraid they'll be separated from their family. It's time to see the light, to step out of the shadows and fight for more rights. And as the undocumented students, I'm here to say that it's okay, that we can all make it together, and if we keep fighting for our rights, then we'll eventually end up making it. Thank you. We know that there are boundaries in the undocumented access to education because it's always been around. Maybe not fully understood or seen, but definitely has an impact in this era. Now, with lots of resources, we know more about undocumented students' access to education, as we have known as we have ever known before. Those who seek an education but cannot receive it due to their immigration status is observed and needs to be reevaluated. America is a promised land, the place where hope is found and oceans of opportunities to be successful. But how would an undocumented person fulfill their success when Big Uncle Sam doesn't seem to fully support who could be their foreign future doctors? Although a step at a time, we can obtain the circumstances on education. A website comes to uphold and fight for further education for undocumented has acknowledged the situation and mentions the DREAM Act, which stands for the Development, Relief, and Education for Alien Minors. The DREAM Act will make it possible for undocumented students brought to the U.S. as minors to earn their U.S. citizenship. The acquisition of U.S. citizenship can be a significant step that has been put into action, and with there being many more steps into increasing the overall education. Undocumented students who struggle tremendously on not being able to afford going to college, there is hope. In context, it states, beyond reducing the stigma of being undocumented, DACA gives illegal aliens access to internships, stable transportation and housing, and paid work experience. With that being said, proves that there has been steps into helping and supporting undocumented students who thrive for further education, and there could not be anything more important to them than to be educated and successful.
Not to a test to see what is it that we want to do, what is it that we can do to protect one another. So I wanted to talk briefly about the sanctuary movement that I've heard that at least school districts here are definitely protected, that are considered protected zones, but I wanted to briefly touch upon the sanctuary movement and how that can help and how you as a community member can help with some of this. So basically what the sanctuary movement intends to do is that it limits the sharing of student information with immigration authorities, restricts immigration agents' accesses to different campuses, prohibits campus security from collaborating with federal immigration authorities for the purposes of enforcement, and provides resources and information for immigrant students and their families. But really what's more important, even about just calling a city or a school district or a university campus a sanctuary campus, it's really to think about what is it that we as community members, as neighbors, as teachers, as educators, as service providers, what is it that we can do to make sure that our undocumented family, our undocumented community members are safe within our space. So this is an invitation for the city, for the community to come together. I mean, this sanctuary movement won't happen unless the community asks for something like this to happen. So this is where you have to really think about what is it that I can do to really make sure that my neighbors, my friends do not get deported. So really important to stay informed about what is happening with the sanctuary movement. Really important to know, who does not support something like this, because this is also an opportunity, for you to talk to different people that have different perspectives, to really get to know, why is it that a person, did vote for Trump? Why is it that, what do they think about his values, his morals? How do they think that translates into a positive culture, into a positive civil society? So this is a time to really, all of you who are here, I can imagine you want to create some type of positive and social change. So this is where another invitation to go out and talk to community members and listen to them. Listen to their stories, listen to the immigration stories of other undocumented individuals, and also talk to people who have different opinions about you, and just that is the only way that really as a community we can be able to move forward and change policy and change this administration in general. So the last quote I'm going to leave you with, which I think is really, really just a powerful quote that I will read. So there's no turning back. We will win. We are winning because ours is a revolution of mind and heart. And this is where we are right now. We are in the middle of challenging times that are going to test us, times that are going to really allow for the creation of change. So, if there's one quote, if there's something that Cesar Chavez, can really resonate with us, is this. This is the one where, we are going to win, we are going to get through all of this, but we can only do it as a community. We can only do it by talking to one another and being able to change the perspectives of who undocumented immigrants are, of who people of color are. So this is what I leave you with, and of course, in the words of Cesar Chavez, sí se puede y juntos podemos.